But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard.
I really do feel this way. This Kim Kardashian devoted her life to something, but it certainly wasn't the pursuit of academic excellence. She didn't even go to college, Harvey.
One took aim. In early 2025, you launched into a rant about Hollywood sacrifices, a phrase that sent social media spiraling. They can control LeBron, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, he said, but they can't control me. To most, it sounded like just another Ye moment, but behind that rant was something deeper. Ye was connecting dots between celebrity influence, hidden money, and the people who built empires on access to power. When he mentioned Diddy by name, followers started asking what his ex-wife might know about those same circles. The message was clear. If Diddy symbolized the dark side of fame, then Kim had been sitting at the same table all along. To fame, she wasn't invited, she was placed there. And the man who helped place her? The same one now serving a 50-month sentence for trafficking and racketeering. That name, Sean Diddy Combs, has become radioactive in Hollywood. But what few are willing to say out loud is how deep Kim's connection once ran, and how fast she tried to erase it when the walls began to close in. You can see it in the timeline, in the quiet deletions, the vanishing posts, and the panic pulsing through her public image. Kim Kardashian isn't just managing a crisis, she's outrunning a past that could unravel the entire Kardashian machine. It started quietly in March 2024, when Kim unfollowed Diddy on Instagram. On paper, it looked like a simple act of distance. But that same week,
they can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
Federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, seizing evidence tied to an ongoing investigation into trafficking and racketeering. Insiders said Kim's unfollow wasn't coincidence, it was self-preservation. She wasn't cutting off a friend, she was deleting an era. For more than a decade, the Kardashians have been regulars at Diddy's legendary parties, always photographed beside him, glowing, laughing, and networking through Hollywood's inner circle. But when those same parties became part of a criminal probe, Kim's silence was deafening. She didn't comment. She didn't post. She didn't defend him.
And, you know, the thing about the kids at some point here, and not for the younger ones, it's at some point. For North, it's right now, right? That even if she doesn't see it, even if somehow Kim is able to keep that away from her, the kids that her friends at school, they're going to know about it. They're going to see it. And it's just, it puts the kids in a horrible...
There, the chain reaction only grew louder. Ray J, Kim's former boyfriend and the man linked to the tape that launched her career, was back in the headlines. But this time, it wasn't nostalgia, it was a warning. During a September 2024 live stream, Ray J told millions he was preparing a federal RICO case against Kim and Kris Jenner, claims so explosive they sparked an instant defamation lawsuit. The feds are coming, he warned. It's about to be worse than Diddy. The Kardashians' lawyer, Alex Spiro, called the remarks false and serious. But the damage was done. Clips from the live stream flooded TikTok, dissected, replayed, and analyzed frame by frame. Why would Ray J, who once gained from Kim's rise, risk another legal war unless he truly believed something was there? And if his claims were baseless, why did the family move so fast to silence him instead of simply ignoring him? By October, a long-forgotten clip resurfaced, a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that suddenly felt like a confession. Khloe, laughing as she recalled a wild weekend, told Kourtney, half the people were naked. Then she started naming names: Diddy, Quincy Brown, Justin Bieber, French Montana. Back then, it was just another chaotic family moment. But in 2025, that clip hit different. It wasn't a harmless story anymore. It was a timestamp, placing the Kardashian sisters inside Diddy's world during the same years federal investigators now describe as his darkest period. Fans flooded the comments under old photos, Kim in silver sequins beside Diddy. The brand began to feel unstable. Kim faced backlash online for defending North's viral TikTok videos, the ones with fake tattoos and piercings, an attempt, some said, to distract from darker headlines. Then came the lawsuit against Ray J, the press statements about reckless disregard for the truth, and finally, Kim's on-camera breakdown during the season 7 premiere of The Kardashians. Sitting in a sterile exam room, she told her family she'd been diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. "They said it's just stress," she murmured. But the question no one asked on screen, and the one echoing through every gossip forum since.
But it's gotten you so far.
I don't know how I would deal as a mom. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to.
I do.
I was gonna say we're gonna get to that. But do you think your mom is unfazed now? Do you think there's anything you actually could do that your mom would be like, actually, what?
I think every time we say that, something comes up, and then it's like,
no one wanted to say it out loud. For him, it wasn't about the marriage anymore. It was about exposure. And his timing? Strategic. Every time new filings surfaced in Diddy's case, West's rants came roaring back, tying Kim's image to the very narrative she was desperate to escape. By late September, even casual fans were asking the same uncomfortable question. Did Kim rise on her own, or was her success built by a network now crumbling under federal scrutiny? And that's when everything took a darker turn. In a teaser for her reality show, Kim sits at a table, visibly shaken, whispering, "Why is this happening?" The camera lingers, long enough to feel like something more than exhaustion. Her public explanation, stress from the divorce, co-parenting, the pressure of fame, was believable. But what if it wasn't the full story? What if the real stress hadn't even begun? What if it was the fear of what Diddy's trial might expose? The parties, the tapes, the people who were there, and the ones who were never supposed to be. What if that aneurysm wasn't just bad luck, but the cost of staying silent as the world public appearances vanished? Her team began canceling interviews, and insiders claimed she'd grown deeply paranoid about leaks. Around that same time, Ye reignited their feud, accusing her of blocking their daughter, North, from being involved in one of his new projects that featured Diddy's music. He leaked their private texts, exposing the raw tension that had never really gone away. "She's hiding behind lawyers," one post read, before it disappeared. But this fight wasn't just about custody or parenting, it was about perception. Kim couldn't risk any link, even indirect, to a man the FBI now labeled a suspected trafficker. And Ye, sensing vulnerability, kept pressing.
Kardashian has a big announcement about the bar exam.
By the way, results come in 2 weeks.
She has passed it. Or at least she is very confident that she passed it.
It's not just about what's collapsing, it's about what's crawling out of it. Because now, the story isn't just about a reality star under pressure. It's about an empire built on silence, money, and control. And when you start following the money, things get uncomfortable fast. Take the $200,000 a month Kim receives from Ye in child support. On paper, it's part of the divorce settlement, but in context, it feels like something else entirely. This isn't child support. It's hush money, a monthly reminder that some secrets cost more to keep than others. And if that sounds paranoid, wait until you see what Kim allowed her 12-year-old daughter to post online. North West, born into fame, raised under a spotlight she never chose, shared a drawing earlier this year that stunned even the most devoted Kardashian followers. It was her take on the cover art for Yes Vulture's One album, a design so explicit it had already been pulled from multiple platforms. Fans called it disturbing, inappropriate, even deliberate. North's version softened nothing. But the real question wasn't why she drew it, it was who let her share it. Who decided it was acceptable for a 12-year-old to promote an album her father's own team called explicit in tone? Unless, of course, it wasn't promotion at all. Unless the post was a signal, a message from Kim herself, using her daughter as both shield and distraction. Every scandal needs a diversion, and what better distraction than a viral headline about North's creativity, while the adults dealt with the fallout.
I mean, I think that extra pressure just makes it a little bit harder. I think people were going to be, I thought like, oh my God, everyone's going to be so upset with me because I'm just like leaving, and I wouldn't want someone to think I was leaving someone because it got too hard. But there was just a lot in there that, for my soul, I felt like I had to make that decision. And,
France, the viral clips from Keeping Up, all circling back to the same shadow. The one name she can't erase from her past, Diddy. The man she now claims she barely knew, even as photo after photo tells a different story. The truth may not live in court documents. It may be hidden in their movements, the timing of their exits, the panic behind their smiles. As for Yi, he's unraveling in his own orbit. Lawsuits, shrinking wealth, accusations stacking up. And yet, he keeps coming back to one idea, a system built to control artists like him, and that Kim was part of it. His followers may call him unhinged, but his timing is uncanny. Every time Kim tries to pivot toward positivity, Yi pulls her name right back into the same storm. Diddy's empire. Hollywood's sacrifices. The price of silence. When he says, they can control Jay-Z and Beyoncé, but not me, it sounds like ego, but what if it's evidence? What if he's naming the network that made and protected stars like Kim in exchange for their compliance? The tension between them isn't personal anymore, it's systemic. A billionaire reality mogul and a fallen rap icon, both bound to the same crumbling foundation. And caught between them, their 12-year-old daughter, posting artwork that feels less like innocence and more like a warning. Maybe North doesn't realize what she's signaling. Maybe Kim does. Maybe that's the point. By now, the pieces form a pattern we can't unsee. West's rants, Ray J's threats, Diddy's trial, North's drawing, Chloe's confession, Bieber's silence, Kim's aneurysm. These aren't random scandals. They're coordinates on the same map. And if that map leads anywhere, it's to someplace darker than most are ready to admit. Because if Kim Kardashian's fame was built on silence, what happens when the world stops listening to her and starts listening to them? Tell us what you think in the comments. Are we witnessing the fall of an empire or the unveiling of something much bigger? Until next time, stay alert, stay curious, and remember, Hollywood's brightest lights always cast the darkest shadows. Thanks for watching, everyone.